Soekarno-Hatta International Airport, abbreviated SHIA Soetta, is the primary airport serving the Greater Jakarta area on the island of Java, Indonesia. Named after the first president and vice president of Indonesia, Soekarno and Mohammad Hatta, the airport is located in Benda, Tangerang, approximately 20 kilometers northwest of central Jakarta. Due to its proximity to the suburb of Cengkareng, the airport is also known as Cengkareng Airport, with the assigned three-letter IATA designator, CGK. The airport was the busiest and the largest airport in Indonesia and was the 17th world's busiest airport. The airport commenced domestic operations in 1985 to replace the old overcapacity Kemayoran Airport, and the airport was expanded by 1991 to replace Halim Perdanakusuma Airport for international flights, with Halim only having been commissioned as a temporary solution until Soekarno-Hatta was completed. Kemayoran Airport has since been demolished and it is now a residential area, while Halim still serves charter, VIP and private flights. Recently Halim has been reopened as Jakarta's second commercial airport for domestic flights to relieve Soekarno-Hatta, which is running over capacity due to the rapid growth of airline travel in Indonesia. With an original design capacity of 22 million passengers per year, Soekarno-Hatta runs at nearly triple its intended limit. Current capacity is 38 million after renovations and expansions, but the airport served 62 million passengers in 2014, making it the 8th busiest airport in the world, and the busiest airport in the Southern Hemisphere. There are non-stop flights to a large number of destinations in Asia and Australia, and several flights to Europe daily, ranking as the 17th most connected airport in the world, and the largest mega-hub in Asia according to OG. Although overcapacity, after a survey from April 23 to May 3, the Airport Council International stated on May 4, 2012 that Soekarno-Hatta International Airport is being operated safely. On August 2, 2012, the groundbreaking ceremony for Terminal 3 was held in order to transform the airport into an aerotropolis airport with a capacity of 62 million passengers a year. Initially expected to be completed in 2015, though it has since been delayed to 2016. A third, 3,660 by 60 meter, parallel runway is planned to begin construction sometime in 2015 to increase its capacity to 430,000 airplanes a year, costing 4 trillion rupiah. Although it has not yet started construction due to lengthy negotiations with landowners, a fourth runway is planned to begin operations by 2024 to accommodate 550,000 aircraft traffic in 2025. The two existing runways suffer from pavement and strength issues, which limits the airport's capacity to serve large aircraft. The Airbus A380 cannot feasibly serve the airport, while Garuda Indonesia's own 777-300 are limited in capacity when serving long-haul flights to Europe, which caused the airline to introduce an intermediate stop at Singapore on some of its flights to Amsterdam and all of its flights to London. Heathrow. The airport struggles to accommodate all flights at its current limit of 72 planes per hour, frequently forming long lines to take off and land. Despite this, some within the airport's operator want to reduce the number to 64 an hour, while airlines, particularly those frequently affected with delays due to heavy traffic, are lobbying to increase the capacity to 84 planes an hour. Although difficult, it is is not impossible. Heathrow Airport in London and Dubai International Airport are able to serve over 100 planes an hour with 2 parallel runways each. History: used between 1928 and 1985. Kemayoran Airfield was considered unsatisfactory because it was too close to the major Halim Perdanakusuma Indonesian military airport. The civil airspace in the area became increasingly restricted, while air traffic increased rapidly, posing problems for international air traffic. In 1969, senior communication officers meeting in Bangkok expressed these concerns. In the early 1970s, with the help of USAID, 8 potential locations were analyzed for a new international airport, namely Kemayoran, Malacca, Babakan, Jonggol, Halim, Kurig, South Tangerang and North Tangerang. Finally, the North Tangerang site was chosen. It was also noted that Jonggol could be used as an alternative airfield. Meanwhile, as an interim step, the Indonesian government upgraded the Halim Perdanakusuma airfield for use for passenger services. The old Kemayoran site was closed in 1985, and the land was later used for commercial and housing purposes. Between 1974 and 1975, a Canadian consultant consortium, consisting of Aviation Planning Services Limited, ACRESS International Limited, and Sir Wilby Rowland, won a bid for the new airport feasibility project. The feasibility study started on the 20th of February 1974, with a total cost of $1 million Canadian. The one-year project proceeded with an Indonesian partner represented by PT Kanavi. By the end of March 1975, the study revealed a plan to build 3 inline runways, 3 international terminal buildings, 3 domestic buildings and 1 building for Hajj flights. 3 stores for the domestic terminals would be built between 1975 and 1981 at a cost of $465 million, and 1 domestic terminal, including an apron, from 1982 to 1985 at a cost of $126 million. A new terminal project, named the Jakarta International Airport Cengkareng, began. Designed. The airport's Terminal 1 and 2 was designed by Paul Andreu, a French architect who also designed Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport. One of the characteristics of the airport is the incorporation of the local architecture into the design, and the presence of tropical gardens between the waiting lounges. These unique characteristics earned the airport the 1995 Aga Khan Award for Architecture. The runways run northeast-southwest. There are 2 parallel runways on the north and south side. The airport terminal took the plan of spanning fan, with the main entrances of terminals connected to a series of waiting and boarding pavilions via corridors. These waiting and boarding pavilions are connected to the airplanes through boarding bridges. Terminal 1 is in the southern side of the airport, while Terminal 2 and 3 are on the north side. The airport concept is described as garden within the airport, or airport in the garden, as tropical decorative and flower plants fill the spaces between corridors, waiting and boarding pavilions. The boarding pavilions demonstrate local Indonesian vernacular architecture, particularly the roof, in the Javanese stepped roof pendobo and joglo style. The interior design displays the diversity of Indonesian art and culture, with ethnic decorative elements taken from wooden carvings of Java, Bali, Sumatra, Dayak, Toraja, Papua. Another example is the railings of stairs, doors and gates, which show the Kalamakara theme typical in ancient Indonesian temples such as Borobudur. Terminal 3, however, has a different architectural style. Unlike the ethnic-inspired Indonesian vernacular similar architecture of Terminals 1 and 2. Terminal 3 uses the contemporary modern style of large glass windows with metal frames and columns. Project phases to allocate the land and also determine the provincial border. Time was needed. Authorities at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport were consulted about the airport plans, and concluded that the proposal was rather expensive and over-designed. The cost rose because of using a decentralized system. The centralized system was seen as a more suitable option. The team chose a decentralized system similar to Orly Airport, Lyon Satellas, Hanover Airport and Kansas City Airport due to its simplicity and effectiveness. On 12 November 1976, the building project tender was won by the French Airport.De Paris. On 18 May 1977, the final design was agreed on by the Indonesian government and Airport.De Paris with a fixed cost of about 22,323,203 French francs and Rp. 177,156,000 equivalent to 2,100,000 francs. The work was scheduled to take 18 months. The government appointed PT Carnavi as the local partner. The plan included 2 runways with taxiways, 1 access road in the east and 1 in the west for airport services, 3 terminals capable of accommodating 3 million passengers per year, and 1 module for international flights and 2 for domestic. An airport inside a garden was chosen as the design idea. On 20 May 1980, a 4-year contract was signed. Sainraptet Brise, SAE Colas together with PT Waskita were chosen to be the developers. Soekarno Hatta MSC was appointed the project director, responsible for the airport's construction. On 1 December 1980, the Indonesian government signed a contract for Rp. 384.8 billion with developers. The cost structure was Rp. 140,450,513,000 from the state budget, 1,223,457 francs donated by France, and 15,898,251 from the USA. On 1 December 1984, the airport structure was completed. The new airport opened on 1 May 1985 for domestic flights. The second circular terminal was opened on 1 May 1991 for international operations. Plans. In the newest master plan, the capacity of the airport is to be increased from 22 million passengers per annum to 62 million per annum in 2014. The airport will use new theme, modern airport with traditional sense for the project. Angkasa-Pura-II, as the operator, designed Soekarno-Hatta Airport to have 3 passenger terminals, 1 new freight terminal and an integrated building in 2014. Also, there will be an increase in apron capacity from 125 airplanes to 174 airplanes. By 2015, additional upgrades are expected to increase the airport's capacity to 75 million passengers. An airport train from Manggarai Station and a people mover for ground transportation to, from and inside the airport are also in planning. Angkasa-Pura-II will spend Rp. 11.7 trillion to change the airport into a world-class airport which will be called Aerotropolis by 2014. In the first stage, Terminal 3 will be expanded and thereafter Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 will be integrated with green walls and the airport will have a convention hall, shopping center, hotel, playground, recreational facilities and parking area for 20,000 vehicles. To anticipate a surge in passenger numbers, at least a 10% increase each year, the government is preparing to build a third runway. This was planned to be completed in 2017. If the airport has 3 runways, the service capacity will rise to 623,420 movements per year, and it will be able to anticipate growth at least until 2030. The expansion will use about 1,000 hectares from 10 villages in the Teluk-Naga and Kosambi sub-districts. The expansion plan has been rejected by Tangerang municipal government because the residents living around the airport wouldn't be able to earn income for their family. The local government offered another location such as in Balaraja, but Angkasa II corporate secretary said that building a new airport would not be an easy task, as it requires a thorough study, due to lack of space to further expand at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport. The government plans to build a new airport around Cengkareng and Karawang. The airport will be integrated with the planned Cinema International Seaport in Karawang. Terminals. The land area of the airport is 18 square kilometers. It has 2 independent parallel 3,600-meter-long runways connected by 2 cross-taxiways. There are 3 main terminal buildings: Terminal 1, Terminal 2 and Terminal 3, Pier 1. There is also a freight terminal for domestic and international cargo. Soekarno-Hatta International Airport has 180 check-in counters, 36 baggage carousels and 45 gates. The sub-terminals have 25 check-in counters, 5 baggage carousels and 7 gates each. Terminal 3 has 30 check-in counters, 6 baggage carousels and 3 gates. Terminal 1 is the first terminal built, finished in 1985. It is located on the south side of the airport, across from Terminal 2. Terminal 1 has 3 sub-terminals, each equipped with 25 check-in counters, 5 baggage carousels and 7 gates. It has the capacity to handle 9 million passengers per annum. The gates in Terminal 1 have a prefix of A, B, C. The gates are A1, A7, B1, B7 and C1, C7. In the newest master plan, Terminal 1 will have its capacity increased to 18 million passengers per annum. Terminal 1 is used for domestic flights except for those operated by Garuda Indonesia. Terminal 2 was the second terminal built, completed in 1991, and is located on the northern side of the airport, across from Terminal 1. Like Terminal 1, it has 3 sub-terminals, labeled E through F, each with 7 gates and 25 check-in counters. Terminal 2D is home to all international operations out of Soekarno-Hatta, while Terminals 2E and F are home to Garuda Indonesia and SkyTeam members, the former for international flights and the latter for domestic flights. With a capacity of 9 million passengers per annum, Terminal 2 is struggling to keep up with the increasing number of passengers that travel through it each day. Expansions and upgrades will increase the capacity to 19 million per annum, while the opening of Terminal 3 Ultimate, which will house Garuda Indonesia and SkyTeam, will help to relieve the overcapacity problem at Terminal 2. Batik Air, the full-service airline of Lion Air, will move to Terminal 2F after Garuda Indonesia and SkyTeam move to Terminal 3 Ultimate. The old Garuda lounge at Terminal 2 will be lounge of Batik Air beginning March 2017. The first phase of Terminal 3, located on the eastern side of the airport, consisting of the first of the 2 planned piers, opened on April 15, 2009. The terminal has a different style than Terminals 1 and 2, using an eco-friendly modern design. It currently houses the AirAsia Group and Lion Air, with a capacity of 4 million passengers per annum. Terminal 3 has 30 check-in counters, 6 baggage carousels and 3 gates with 2 jet bridges. In the newest master plan, Terminal 3 will be designed in a U-shape with a total capacity of 25 million passengers per annum and an area of 354,000 square meters, compared to the current 34,000 square meter area, and will have a 380 capable gates. The first phase of Terminal 3 expansion will be finished in May 2016 and the second, final expansion will be finished in January 2017. T3 expansion area will span 1.2 kilometers and the T3 apron can serve 40 aircraft. When finished, T3 will be an Aerotropolis terminal. Current capacity of T1, T2 and T3 is 22 million passengers a year, but today passengers has over 57 million a year. After T3 expansion is finished, the total capacity of 3 terminals become 43 million passengers a year, so T1 and T2 will be revitalized. So all the 3 terminals finally will accommodate 67 million passengers a year. The T3 expansion also can serve 60 airplanes from the current 40 airplanes. Terminal 3 officially opened for international flights on November 15, 2011, when Indonesia AirAsia started using Terminal 3 as its new base for international flights as well as domestic flights. Immigration has cancelled the policy to close immigration counter in Terminal 3, and immigration counter in Terminal 3 is still operational, but plan to centralized immigration counter in Terminal 2 only is still valid. New Terminal 3. The new Terminal 3 was formally opened on August 9, 2016. At its commencement it will only serve all domestic Garuda Indonesia flights. Garuda Indonesia's international flights will be moved into Terminal 3 gradually over the months. All international flights are aimed to move into Terminal 3 by March 2017. The building of new Terminal 3 has no connection with the building of the old Terminal 3. The older Terminal 3 will be renovated with a connection to be built between the old and new terminals. The new Terminal 3 serves as a destination terminal and also as a transit terminal with 10 international gates, 20 domestic gates and 10 bus gates. It is slated to be larger than Changi Airport Terminal 3, Singapore, which is the benchmark for SHIA. The new Terminal 3 is equipped with BHS Level 5 to detect bombs and directly move into blankets. An airport security system which can control up to 600 CCTVs to detect faces who are available in the security register. Intelligence building management system which can control uses of water and electricity. Rainwater system to produce clean water from rain. Recycle water system to produce toilet water from used toilet water. And illumination technology control to illuminate depends on weather surrounding terminal. Freight terminal. The freight terminal is located on the east side of Terminal 1. This terminal was used to handle cargo at the Soekarno-Hatta International Airport, both domestic and international cargo. In the newest master plan, the freight terminal will move to the west side of Terminal 2 and have a larger capacity than the current terminal. Airlines and destinations. Passenger notes: 1. CityLink's charter flights to Jeddah are served via Medan, Kuala Namu and Mumbai. Some Garuda Indonesia's flight from Jakarta to Amsterdam will make a stop at Singapore. However, all Garuda flights from Amsterdam to Jakarta will be non-stop. Garuda Indonesia's flight from Jakarta to London Heathrow will make a stop at Singapore. However, all Garuda flights from London Heathrow to Jakarta will be non-stop. 4. Royal Jordanian's flight from Jakarta to Amman makes a stop in Kuala Lumpur International. However, Royal Jordanian does not have fifth freedom rights to transport passengers solely from Jakarta to Kuala Lumpur. Cargo traffic and statistics. New traffic procedure. To ease congestion, the airport authority implemented a new traffic procedure, the 72 improved runway capacity, to handle 72 planes per hour. This limited a plane to 30 to 45 minutes only for arrival and unloading of passengers, to allow other planes to use the parking space. Gradually it has been implemented, and on June 26, 2014 IRC 72 has been implemented full for the period of 12 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. with occupancy periods for aircraft reduced from 110 seconds to 90 seconds of takeoff and from 65 seconds to 50 seconds for landing. The load time is from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. with only maximum 32 flights per hour. By 2015, IRC 72 will become IRC 86 with the opening of the new terminal. As a comparison, London Heathrow Airport, which has 2 runways like SHIA, can handle 100 flights per hour. So the target for SHIA has been revised to 92 flights per hour by 2015. Busiest international routes. Airport facilities. Terminal 1 and 2 was designed to resemble a traditional Joglo-Javanese construction. The approach has been emphasized by the inclusion of well-maintained gardens located near all boarding areas. Terminal 3 and other new airport buildings use an eco-friendly and modern design. Aircraft maintenance. Maintenance facilities for aircraft in Soekarno-Hatta International Airport are supported by GMF AeroAsia. They include 480,000 square meters of built-up structures, including 3 hangars, a spares warehouse, workshops, utility buildings, a ground support equipment building, chemical stores, an engine test cell, and management offices. In addition, GMF AeroAsia has an apron capable of handling up to 50 aircraft, taxiways, a run-up bay and a waste treatment area, taking up 1,150,000 square meters. Hangar 1 was built in 1991 and was designed for Boeing 747s. It has 2 full docks and is 22,000 square meters. Hangar 2 is 23,000 square meters and has 3 aircraft bays. It can perform minor A and B checks. It can hold up to 1 narrow-body and 1 wide-body jet. Hangar 3 is also 23,000 square meters. It normally holds up to 3 narrow-body aircraft but can be configured to hold up to 1 wide-body and 1 narrow-body. It has 7 bays with 4 full docks, 6 roof-mounted cranes and 1 bay designed for McDonnell Douglas MD-11s, McDonnell Douglas DC-10s, and wide-body Airbus A330s aircraft. Golf course. There is a golf course at the Soekarno-Hatta International Airport supported by the Cengkareng Golf Club. The golf course has been open since 1999. It is located on the left side of the airport in main gate by the Sheraton Bandara Hotel. The Cengkareng Golf Club is in the 102-hectare Soewarna Business Park at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport. In 2005 and 2008, this golf course was used for Indonesia Open, a part of the PGA European Tour. There are 18 holes in the golf course. Airport Hotel. Soekarno-Hatta International Airport has 2 hotels, the Sheraton Airport Hotel and the Jakarta Airport Hotel. The Sheraton Airport Hotel, which is located on the left side of the main exit road from the airport, has 4 floors with 220 guest rooms. The Jakarta Airport Hotel is located on the upper floor of Terminal 2 and provides useful standard accommodation for airport transit accommodation. The hotel entrance is located at the meeting point of Terminal 2E. This hotel has 82 guest rooms. As of December 2013, the Jakarta Airport Hotel is closed with no date for reopening. The airport now have other in-budget hotels such as Ibis Styles and Amris as an alternative. Lounges. There are 4 airport lounges in the departure area. The Jasa Angkasa Semester Lounge is available for first and business class passengers of Cathay Pacific, Qantas, EVA Air, Saudia, and Singapore Airlines. The Pura Indah Lounge is available for first and business class passengers of Singapore Airlines, KLM, Malaysia Airlines, Emirates Airline, Cathay Pacific, and China Airlines. The new Garuda Indonesia Lounge is available for the business class passengers only, as well as GECC cardholders. Other lounges are available, operated by companies such as Indosat, PT Mandara Jasandosina, Telkomsel, and XL Axiata. Shopping area. There are shopping areas available in all terminals at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport. Duty-free shops, souvenir shops, restaurants and a cafeteria can be found there. There is a new shopping arcade located in Terminal 1C. There are no shops in the arrival zones of the terminals. Reading corners. 21 reading corners are located in the waiting rooms of Terminal 2D, 2E and 2F. Wi-Fi 3 Wi-Fi networks are provided by Lintasarta, Internix and Telkom Indonesia at the airport. The 3 networks allow users to connect to another network if a specific one is operational. Since November 2013, Terminal 2 has free Wi-Fi covering the whole terminal, and free Wi-Fi for Terminal 1 is servicing as of July 2014. Terminal 3 now has free Wi-Fi, covering since November 2014. Smoking garden. To handle the overcrowding of smoking rooms being used, airport authorities has drawn up plans to build a smoking area in a garden near the rest area in Terminal 1A. It will be operated in January 2015 and it will be developed to other terminals, if necessary. Other facilities. The airport contains the head office of Garuda Indonesia, Garuda Indonesia Management Building, located within the Garuda Indonesia City Center. Angkasa Pura II's head office is on the airport property.